everyone, I'm Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Our yoga practice today is going to be a throat chakra slow flow. So we're going to be really working on the energy around the throat. Working through this energy, keeping this energy balanced is really great to be able to express ourselves authentically. And when the energy here is balanced, we really speak in a way that also uplifts others. So that's a quick general overview of the throat chakra. I have a whole throat chakra video that I can link down below if you want to learn more about this energy center, but you don't need it for today's practice. And before we get started for props today, if you do have 2 blocks, bring them over just for a pose at the end of practice. But otherwise, yeah, we're gonna get started right here sitting in easy pose. Okay, so sitting in easy pose, if you do have your blocks and you wanna prop one underneath your hips to lift your hips a little higher, if that's more comfortable for you to sit this way, you can do that because our first few exercises are gonna be in sitting. All right, so let's first just close down our eyes. Bring the awareness within. Connect with the breath. And just really bring yourself, your body, your mind into the present moment. Showing up fully for practice. Take one more breath here, really centering in. And then if the eyes are closed, you can blink them open. And we're just gonna start with neck rolls to really just start to kind of move through the neck. It's a really nice way to start to kind of allow this energy around the throat to flow a little more easily. So you could either do half neck rolls or full. We'll all start with half. So you're gonna drop the chin down to the chest and then allow your right ear to come over to your right shoulder, pulling that left shoulder down, getting a little stretch there, nice and gentle. And then the chin drops back down to the chest. The left ear goes over toward the left shoulder. The right shoulder pulls down. Dropping the chin down, right ear over to the right. Chin drops down, over to the left. You could keep going with the half neck rolls, or if you want, you could drop the chin down and start to take full neck rolls if that feels okay for you. Doing what's right for you and your body. If you're doing the full neck rolls, just switch directions. And just really imagining this energy around the throat and the neck. So in the front of the neck and around the back of the neck, just starting to flow a little more freely. Finishing up your last round. Coming back to the center, take a nice centering breath. And then if you're on the block, just move it to the side. So everyone's sitting in easy pose, grounding through the sit bones, sitting up nice and tall through the spine. You're going to reach your arms up overhead, extend through the fingertips. And then you're going to drop the right arm down. Left arm reaches over for a side bend, but then maybe float that left hand down so it's right in front of the throat or a few inches in front of the throat. And really just getting this opening up to the left, keeping that right shoulder pinned down, and breathe. One more breath here. Allow that left hand to float back up And then float over to the other side, left hand down, right arm up, side bending to the left, and then the right hand floats down in front of the throat, maybe getting a little extra opening to the right. Do what feels good for you, and breathe. One more breath here. Right arm floats back up. Bring both arms back up as you lift through the center. Draw the hands down through prayer, passing through the throat, landing at the heart. Take a centering breath. And then keeping the hands in prayer, reach them back up toward the sky. Open the hands and twist to the left. So the right arm will land on the left knee, left hand behind you. And breathe. Finding this gentle twist and maybe getting a little twist through the neck as well as you start to look over your left shoulder. Maybe noticing how the breath feels flowing in and out. Moving down the throat on the inhales, back up and out on the exhales. 3 more breaths here. Slowly unravel, hands through prayer at the heart. Again, keep them in prayer as they reach up toward the sky. The hands open and you twist to the right, left hand to right knee, right arm behind you. Keeping the spine tall and just twisting to a point that feels good for you. And then maybe turning the head a little more to the right. Again, finding what depth feels right for you in this practice. 3 breaths. Slowly coming back through center, hands in prayer. Take that centering breath. Release the hands down and go ahead and meet me on all fours, so on your hands and knees for some cat-cows. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, just grounding down for a moment, feeling supported here. And then letting the belly fall down as your gaze goes up. Breathe. And then moving through a flat back. And then maybe rounding through the upper back as the head drops down. And breathe. And I'm just going to let you flow on and off between cat and cow here, or any variation. Maybe you don't love cat and you just like to go to neutral. You could do that as well. But remember the neck in these postures. So feeling as you round into cat, how you get a little compression through the throat as the head drops down. And feeling as you move through cow, how you get a little opening through the throat as you look up. Moving nice and slowly with intention. ahead and finish up your last round. Everyone ending in cow pose, taking an extra breath. Come back to a neutral spine. Sit back on the heels so you're in kneeling. And we're going to do what's called lion's breath. So for lion's breath, you inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, you stick your tongue out and you kind of make like a noise. Okay? So it's an inhale, exhale. It's really good for opening up that energy in the throat. If you want to do traditional lion's breath and add in the eyes, if you've practiced this before, with the eyes, as you exhale, you can look up toward your third eye. So it's kind of like your eyes are looking up and in, so they're a little crossed. If you don't want to do the eyes with it, you don't need to either. So go ahead and choose what you'd like to do. Place the hands on the thighs, palms facing down, extend through the fingers. So keep the fingers pretty active here. Okay, so you're trying to get the fingers wide, place them down. Spine is nice and tall. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale your lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. One more inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. Come back to a comfortable pace of breathing. Feeling that energy flowing around the throat. Allowing it to flow nice and freely so we can really just express ourselves in the most authentic way possible. So we could speak words of love. And then go ahead and cross the legs behind you, coming back to sitting, and go ahead and lay down on your back. And you could have your blocks nearby for our final posture. Okay. So hands down at your sides, feet planted on the floor, knees hip width apart, or knees and feet hip width apart. We're going to do some bridges because as you bridge up, the position of the head, it does give you a little compression through the throat and then relax down. So it might not seem like a traditional throat chakra pose, but it does work to open the energy here. So take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, press down through the heels, lift the hips up into your bridge. And then inhale, lower. Nice and slowly exhale, lift, slow and with control. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold the lift this time. Breathe. Either stay here or maybe you shimmy the shoulders under you, interlacing the fingers. And maybe you get a little extra height in your bridge, feeling that compression a little more in the throat. And it's not like you're really compressing your throat. It's just a little flexion through your neck that kind of closes this area off a little bit. Breathe. And then release the hands. Slowly lower down, feeling that throat space opening back up. Again, take that centering breath. Just feel the effects of that posture. Okay. And then for our last pose, we're going to do supported fish pose. So our final posture is going to be using our blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could take a pillow and you could just place it so it's like vertical and your head would be supported by the pillow. The pillow would go down your upper back and you can let your arms open out and you'd be in a little bit of a kind of fish pose there. Okay, if you have your blocks, you have two options. You could either keep them on the lowest setting or the medium setting. So the lowest setting would be having the top block horizontally on the lowest setting for your head. The second block is going to be vertically where your upper back will go, okay? And then if you want the more intense version, you'll move them up a height. Okay, so they're on their second highest setting, and this will just be more intense of an opening. All right, so choose what variation is best for you. I'll show you both. We'll start with the lowest setting. Okay, so the vertical block's on the upper back. The head will land on the block for your head, the horizontal block. The arms will come out into a T shape, and then the knees are bent, and you do get this little bit of throat opening here, okay? It's a little more gentle, but the next one will be pretty intense. So if this feels like this might be enough, stay here. Breathe into it. So for the second option, you would have the blocks on the second setting, okay? And then you would lean over them in this fish pose. It's much more intense, so again, only do it if it feels good for you. Whatever variation you're in, any block height, if you're with a pillow, just melt into it, feeling that opening through the throat chakra, the throat space. And just breathe, connect here. Maybe also feeling, if you're on the blocks, the energy behind the neck as the head is lifted off the ground. We'll take 3 more breaths. And then we'll slowly come out. You could use your hands to walk yourself up off the blocks. Move any blocks, pillows out of the way. And then everyone come to lay back down on your back. Okay, this is a nice rebound pose after we do a supported fish. Just letting the spine melt down on the ground. And then start to straighten the knees out. Backs of the hands place onto the ground. Tuck the shoulders, relax back down, and let everything go for Savasana. Staying connected with your breath. Eyes are closed. And just being present with any sensations that come up, any emotions. Being curious about how you feel when you practice yoga in this way that is beyond just the physical body. Let go of any muscles you don't need to use right now. Maybe an extra focus on letting the head be heavy on the ground. A few more moments here in silence, stillness. I'll guide you out when we're ready. And then slowly, you could start to bring your awareness back by wiggling your fingers and toes. Bend through the knees, plant the feet on the floor as the arms reach overhead. Roll to one side, bottom arm stays straight, resting the head on the arm. And then use your hands to walk yourself back up to sitting. And before we close, so go ahead and sit in easy pose. We'll just connect with each area of our throat chakra one last time. So you could place the hands either in front of the throat, or you could gently place them on the throat, whatever feels better for you. Take a centering breath as you connect with this part of the throat chakra. Place the hands on the back of the neck or a few inches away. Take that centering breath. Place the hands over the ears, centering breath. And place the hands on the jaw, or maybe fingertips to the jaw, centering breath. And then bring the hands into prayer at the center of the heart, really allowing the breath to just be at a calm, comfortable pace. Remembering that you have the power to express yourself authentically. You have the power to speak words of love and kindness, to uplift others, to be your true self. Let's take one more breath together here. A nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Allow the breath to return to its comfortable pace. The hands release down and the eyes blink back open to the world around you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that flow. If you do like practices like this, where you're really just going deeper beyond just the physical body, but you're still getting that movement in a yoga flow, then I do recommend check out my Patreon. Each month over there, we do have a topic of the month that helps us go deeper to connect with our spirituality, our energy, and then we do have a nice long, hour-long yoga flow where we put this into our bodies and put this into practice on our mat. So I'll link that in the description down below if you're interested. Otherwise, thanks for being here. If you liked this practice, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right below me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.